Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use conditional formatting to automatically gray out the dates that fall outside of a monthly calendar. So for the month of January 2026, these are grayed out because these are dates in December, and the 1st to the 8th, these are dates in February. So instead of having to do this manually, this method would allow you to do it automatically and accurately. So let me show you what that looks like. So this is January 2026. I'm going to change this to February, and you see that this grayed out areas will update automatically. Let's change this to February. All right, so now you can see these dates here are from January 26th to 31st, and these dates here are for March, and they update automatically. Same thing if I change it to another month. Let's do August. The dates for August stay intact, while the dates for July and September are grayed out automatically. So if you create an entire calendar like I have done here, all you need to do is apply this conditional formatting formula to each section. So if I select the entire table and go to conditional formatting, you can see that I have 12 conditional formatting formulas, which represent the 12 months of the year. So you need to apply this conditional formatting formula 12 times, one for each month of the year. All right, so I have a blank sheet here. I'm going to create a very simple calendar to show you how this works. All right, so I'm going to select column B to column H, resize that to 45, select a range from 2 to 8, make that 45 as well. And here's where the calendar is going to go. Add some borders so it's easier to see. This is where we're going to put our month and our year. We'll do data validation, and add a rule so we can select a date. So is valid date, okay? And then when we double click here, we can select a date automatically and it shows up here. Change the format. We want it to display as a month and a year. Select this one. Even though this has a day, we can delete the day. Select full name and full year. Click apply. So now you can see this shows up as November 2025. So this says November 2025. I'm going to change it to January 2026. Select January 1st, 2026. Add some formatting here so it's easier to see. So the next thing we want to do is to auto-generate these numbers. To do this, here's the formula I'm going to use. This formula is going to create the entire monthly sequence based on the month and the year we have in this cell, which is B2. Cell B2 is where we have January 2026, just in case you're not using the exact range that I am using. Make sure you replace B2 with the location where you have your month and your year. All right, I'm going to hit enter. The first thing I'm going to do is add one additional row so that these are included. So just add an additional row above or below, doesn't matter. All right, so here's our date grid. Select the entire range, go to format, number, custom date and time. And now we're going to look for one that just has the dates. So I have this one showing up because I recently used it, but if you don't have it showing up, you can click on any one that has a date. So this one would work. And we're going to remove the year, delete, remove the month, and remove extra spaces and commas. And then over here, you can decide to show with or without the leading zero. So I'll choose without the leading zero, click apply. And now we have the entire calendar for January 2026. If I change this to February, the dates change for February, change it to March. You can see the calendar automatically updates to the month and the year we have selected here. All right, so now that we have a working functional calendar, let's add our conditional formatting formula to gray out this area. So let's take it back to January. All right, so for January, we'll need to gray out this area and this area right here. To apply the conditional formatting formula, we're going to select the range where we want to apply the conditional formatting formula. So this range here with the dates, add rule. We're going to change the formatting rules. Select the drop down, go to custom formula is, and now we're going to paste the formula there. We're going to need to make changes to this formula so that it works here. L4 is the location where we have the first date in the grid. In this tab, our first date is in B4. So anywhere we see L4, change it to B4 right here. So we have L4, delete L, change it to B. All right, we have another L4, change L to B. So the next area is L2. L2 is the location for the month and the year. In this template, it is in B2. So we're going to change L2 here to B2. And here we have L4 one more time. So change that to B4 and L2, change this to B2. All right. So next we'll change the formatting style, remove the background color. I mean, if you want to use background color, you can. I'm going to remove the background color because all I want is for the text to be light gray. So change the text color from white, change it to this light gray color and click done. All right. So now if you look at our calendar, you can see that all the dates outside of January are gray. So from the 28th to the 31st is gray, from the 1st to the 7th is gray. And even if I change this to a different month, so change it to February, it automatically applies that conditional formatting to February. Let's change it to today's date, November 1st. And here you can see from the 26th to the 31st is grayed out. And from the 1st to the 6th is grayed out because these dates are outside November 2025. All right. And then as a bonus, I'm going to show you how to highlight today's date if that's something you want. Select the entire range, add another rule, and for formatting rules, we're going to change it to date is today. You can apply whatever color you want. I'm going to change it to this light gray color, hit done, and here's what it looks like. If I change it to January 2026, of course, we don't have a date highlighted for today because today's date is November 11, 2025. So let's say we want to create another month. So this is January 2026. Let's create the one for February 2026. So it's pretty straightforward. We'll just copy the entire grid, place it right here. Let's resize these rows. Change this to February 2026. So now it's still showing up as January because it's referencing this cell over here. So we need to change that. Open the formula. Instead of B2, we want it to reference B11. So change it to B11. All right. So now that we have B11, click enter. So now the dates are correct, but the conditional formatting is incorrect. So we need to correct that. Here's the conditional formatting formula. It is the one for January. So open it up. So when we open it up, you see that it has the range for January, which is correct, but it's also including this range for February, which we don't want. So delete this and click OK and done. All right, so this formula should still work for January. We want to apply the same formula for February, but the easiest way to do it is to click on the formula again. Once you open it, click on add another rule. If you click this button, it's going to retain the January formula, but make a copy of it that you can reuse somewhere else. So click on add another rule. So now we have our original formula, it's saved. Now we're going to select a new range. So click on this select data range, select this area. All right, only the part with the dates, click OK. And then now we're going to adjust the formula to work for this range. So the first area we have a date is B13. So change anywhere we have B4, now we're changing it to B13. And anywhere we have B2, we're changing it to B11. When you're done with this, click done. So you can see now it works perfectly for February, and we can change this to any other month and it should still work. March 2026, it works. And then you just rinse and repeat the steps over and over again if you're creating an entire monthly calendar. The key is to adjust the conditional formatting formulas accordingly. So you need to make sure that you're selecting the first cell with a date, and then make sure that your calendar has a month and a year, and that your formula also references this location. I hope this was helpful, and if this video helps you, please give me a like. It goes a long way to help my channel. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.